The most fascinating idea that I've contemplated today, if this were to happen, and I'm guessing it's really a long shot, or at least would take a long time realistically, it would spur others to want to leave the euro as well.
Yeah, well, the theory is that if Greece goes, it's going to obviously be hit by a shock in various ways across its financial markets. But then the theory is if its new currency devalues a fair bit, and that supports competitiveness and exports and other sources of growth come through, and the economy starts to grow again, as it did as recently as last year, then maybe if you're in Spain or Portugal or Italy and you're feeling the pinch of this kind of German-style austerity that euro membership demands, maybe you'll start to think life outside the euro area wasn't so bad for Greece, might not be so bad for you. And then we might see exits elsewhere. So for keeping the euro area together, the idea that Greece thrives could be, as you say, the worst nightmare.
Are economists writing about this, Simon Kennedy, because they see it as a reasonable outcome that has a chance of happening, or is this more of an academic exercise?
It's probably an academic exercise. It's certainly provocative, but economists are writing about it. Peterson Institute for International Economics, Oxford Economics in the UK, Citigroup in New York are all speculating about how much of a challenge such a scenario would pose to the rest of the euro area.
I was surprised last night looking at Spanish polls to see how popular Podemos has become, which is their communist sort of Syriza-like party. The same popularity as their major parties, shared by this sort of ponytail-led super left Podemos. Is it possible they would get a boost, or is it likely they would get a boost if it shows that Syriza, even after getting kicked out of the euro area, does better?
Well, certainly that would be the idea. Certainly if the economy kicks in after an exit, then those parties could perhaps have something to present to their votes and say, look, Greece left and it's doing okay, maybe you should think about the same. The other theory goes the other way, which is that the economic pain Greece will have to endure will send voters elsewhere in the region fleeing from those kind of parties.
Let me just ask you, Simon, just real quickly, your opinion. What do you think of this Brangelina kind of term that we have, Grexit? I mean, doesn't it sicken you a little bit, this sort of cliche coin phrase?
It started with Bennifer, then it became Brangelina, now it's Grexit.
It's like the YOLO.
Yeah, well, it started. It's 3 years old now. Citigroup started it 3 years ago. I think Grexit's fine. I think what then happens, I saw Grexhaustion today. We've had Grimbo, which is a state of a limbo for the creditors and the country, Greferendum. So certainly it's kind of tired by now.